Greetings and welcome back. I'm the Angrynator, and today it's that time again. Time to look at yet another shitty knockoff movie, simply called What's Up, Balloon to the Rescue. Or... yeah, I can't pronounce that. Anyway, as you might have guessed, this is a Brazilian-made movie, adding yet another country to the corner of you shouldn't be allowed to make CG movies. Most nations hate me by now.
What's Up, Balloon to the Rescue is a sad knockoff of the more than well-loved Up movie from Disney. It was made in 2009 and the description on IMDb is pretty funny. A group of scientists try to be airlifted via a hot air balloon attached to a house.
And that's it! Most bad movies has a somewhat description, but not this one. Which actually might give you an indication of how interesting the movie is.
And I just realized by looking on IMDb, it actually got a sequel.
That is just far too disturbing to think of, really. Anyway, let's look at this atrocity of a movie instead.
It starts innocent enough by a bunch of still images of this boy who watches TV.
Oh, what's that? The boy's name's Guto? And it's an actor we don't know anything about? And also, the movie is actually not still images, it's actually running right now? Oh boy, what a ride we're on.
It seems that the boy, two scientists, one is the uncle or grandfather or something, who gives a shit. And we got the...
quote from the movie. The lovely and most eligible woman in the city. I just wanted to be sure you knew who actually said that, in case some people with a straitjacket comes into my room.
They then talk about being monster hunters or chasers, because I guess that is something worth talking about. Oh, and also they invented a floating rock that can make their house float and also hypnotize people if you say the word lavender. Yeah, we are in this kind of movie, and before you ask, here's the explanation for the code word.
Nobody knows that you have to activate it with a secret password. Lavender? No one says lavender anymore.
I'm sure some islands in Croatia are going to be rather disappointed in you saying that, since they have a pretty decent export of lavender.
And wouldn't you know it, the news reporter is mugging up while giving off some quite misleading facial expressions.
Is she doing this on purpose, which actually this face surely indicates? Or maybe she's not, which this face surely indicates? Or maybe she's secretly in love with the professor and is too shy to say it, which this reaction surely indicates? Make up your damn mind, lady!
Well, that disaster averted, we hear from the main villain, the good guy who's totally not a villain, Jean-Pierre.
I'm sorry just to be dropping in like this, but I urgently need your services. I am Jean-Pierre Delacroix.
I mean, it's so obvious that he is not a villain that, he doesn't even talk for himself.
I can't wait to hypnotize as many people as possible.
Yep, not a villain at all.
They reach a cave in the Amazon after some time traveling, of course, including a bunch of stuff that really needed to be explained. Like, how did the house move when the two scientists didn't operate it? Did Guto do it? And we also have the typical no, we can't do, we crossed something making us unable to return plot.
No can do, Uncle Crumb! We're already over the ocean!
Oh, and it is also revealed that Amanda loves Paris.
If our house was able to fly, we could go to Paris!
Gee! What American teen girl did they get that idea from? I know a lot of movies use this concept that every teen girl loves Paris, but is it like that in real life too? I don't know. Anyway, I've been to Paris. It's a nice, decent big city, but I don't get that whole fuss about bromance.
So they reach the cave, as said before. They venture inside with costumes only the Ghostbusters would wear, and even they look better in it.
Come to think of it, monster hunters, a tiny bit outdated outfits, their own commercial. I think it is Ghostbusters who should sue these guys rather than Disney.
He slimed me.
Yeah, it's clearly a knockoff of the Ghostbusters costumes. They then have a freakishly weird smile on them inside the cave as they discover the monster is a tape recorder. Or CD recorder, whatever they used.
None of you young kids understand what any of this is anyways. Okay. Imagine iTunes in a box, where you put cartridges or discs inside the box. In order to listen to music. Yeah, that's a scary thought, isn't it? But we all had to do it back then.
Anyway, Jean-Pierre, the good guy, obviously not a bad guy, detonates some explosives and they get trapped inside the cave. John then figures out how to get the stone and tries to use it.
Maybe it's my accent, perhaps? Lavender!
And that is why he is French, so they can make a French got funny accent joke. Points to racial insensitivity, and we're good to go.
But wouldn't you know it, he actually gets it to work, and we know this by the hot air balloon falling down and this scene, of course.
Now raise your arm! Now do absolutely nothing!
Now stand completely still! That'll save us a few bucks. About 100, I reckon.
But something goes wrong and he drops the stone, revealing some monsters trapped inside.
Or maybe it's some Star Trek mumbo jumbo. Only problem though, Star Trek usually do these things really well. This, on the other hand, well... Exactly.
It happens that the family and the other doctor escapes and helps Sean out by recapturing one of the monsters.
Or aliens, I think it should actually be. I mean, they borrow the alien technology, it malfunctions, and bam, monsters. That's clearly aliens, people.
So they discuss how to get the rest of the monsters, who is for some reason scattered around the world by now. But how do they propose to chase them?
That's fucking right, he is up! With one balloon instead, of course. And you might have noticed that the house is not swaying or moving at all. And no, that is not lazy animation. You see, the aerodynamics of the shininess divided by pi results in the house not moving at all. Due to lazy animation, of course it's lazy beyond belief!
Seriously, in my time of watching CG animated movies, you can find some gems in there, but you can also find the bottom of the barrel shit. That is what's up. And I thought Pigtail Spider's Web was bad, but this might be worse. Also, while they are afloat, Guto teases the monsters on several occasions by eating strawberry-flavored cookies in front of them. To be honest, they look more like strawberry-flavored biscuits, but I guess it's a national thing. Oh, and also keep in mind this scene, since it results in a rather interesting joke at the end. Meanwhile, the two doctors, Lazy and Stupid, can't remember their names, discusses whether or not Sean is trustworthy.
I don't trust this Frenchman, not an inch.
You're just being overprotective.
And you know the drill. Oh, you're just overprotecting your knees. No, I'm not, and...
Yada yada yada. We then finally arrive at the Eiffel Tower.
And we're now leaving the Eiffel Tower. No, not really. I would wish though, but there's a tiny bit more.
The two scientists tries to capture the monster, not Pokemon related, while Sean tries to convince Amanda that the bozos are too old for monster hunting and that they should take over instead.
I think you kids should do the fighting and let the old men make the tea.
Yeah, that's his new, not evil scheme, since he is a good guy, obviously not a bad guy. Actually, he sort of reminds me of Activisit. But that's another story.
So while he discusses what to do with Amanda, the brother Guto won't shut up and therefore gets a cookie with some sort of sedative mixture mixed in. Or maybe it was a piece of candy, who knows.
As I said, he's not evil nor bad, he's just... misunderstood. And maybe a tiny bit insane. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you could call the entire team behind this movie. And of course I am joking in fear of a lawsuit.
They then execute their plan and put some sort of sleeping powder in the old folks' tea. And it is now up to Amanda and Jean-Pierre to save the day after a quick change of clothes, of course.
Wait a minute, he's wearing the exact same outfit as before. What, were they too lazy to reskin him into a new outfit? I mean, the other characters has two skins, why not this one?
I look pretty good as a superhero, no? Your uncle's a little fat.
Your uncle is a little fat. What a strange sentence to say. Your uncle is a little fat. Why was that even said when he's clearly not wearing the outfit? Oh, maybe that is the explanation as of why he's not wearing it. The uncle is too fat for him to actually fit inside. You know, trying to make sense of this is kind of like rubbing a less noticeable outfit. It just can't be done.
Well, they confront the monster with Guto, even though they said they didn't want to bring him along. And of course they fail miserably. and it is up to Chinaman to rescue them.
No! What was that?
Points yet again to racial insensitivity, and we're good to go.
And he stalls the monsters by photographing them.
Junky camera made in China. Battery dead already.
Usually that racial insensitive joke surrounds Japanese people and their habit of photographing everything, so... misplaced racial insensitive joke and... we're good to go.
Even Amanda thinks he's Japanese by mispronouncing arigato.
Arigato.
No problem, but arigato is Japanese. I'm Chinese.
Yeah, I used to live in Japan, so I sort of got the pronunciation down. Well, more or less, of course.
Well, the professor wakes up and saves the day, and they are now on their way home, and we get the last picture of Gudo teasing the monsters with cookies, but what is this?
I don't want that Chinese guy in there with my monsters. He didn't even say anything when I showed him the cookie.
Points to racial insensitivity, and we're good to go. Once again, and also, what the fucking hell?
Did you try showing him a fortune cookie? That could have worked.
Well, Jean-Pierre gets a hold of the stone, which is now rejuvenated for some odd reason, and he of course says lavender.
Lavender. Yeah.
Because they still claim that no one uses that word.
Everybody is under John's controls, apart from Guto, who's wearing sunglasses.
He definitely will, Master.
Which is actually weird, since didn't that balloon guy also wear glasses? And also, speaking of him, where is he anyway? Did they just leave him in the Amazon jungle? Harsh.
John discovers Guto and his plan. I believe it's not really a plan, more like a stupid idea since the script said so. And John releases the monsters to fight off Guto, and they have this strange scene of chase and whatnot.
Come and get me, you cookie monsters!
The time has come for this cookie! Nom nom nom. Oh, nom 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 nom. Ah. Bye-bye.
Really not that worth mentioning. What is worth mentioning though, is the suit up part. Wow, that is amazing! Right on par with Super Sentai. Or Miraculous Ladybug. Yeah, the exact same quality, people. Only problem though, Super Sentai outdates this movie with decades. And Miraculous Ladybug just has way more quality put into it.
They manages to break free of the hypnotizing ability, stop Sean and trap him and the monsters inside another dimension. Oh, and Amanda gets a new boyfriend.
But did you really have to pick someone who might be smarter than me?
Hey, ripped that one right out of Family Guy, didn't we?
Gentlemen, I give you the Asian. Ooh. Compact, hairless, and fiercely intelligent.
And it is revealed that Sean just wanted a friend.
I'm human. Nobody likes me.
Yeah, because that's apparently his concern now.
So, what about the movie? Even if it was early 90s CG animated, it would still be beyond shit. The animation is more or less non-existent. Seriously, if I had the choice between watching this movie or eat cardboard and give a 5-hour long presentation about the in-depth taste, I would say option 2 would be easier to swallow. The voice acting is beyond bad, it's almost non-existent. In fact, the actual credits of the movie doesn't include any voice actor names. The only way to figure out who voiced it is through IMDb, and when the movie doesn't even include the actor names, how trustworthy is IMDb on this matter? The music, well, to be honest, I don't think there is any. The characters are more and stale, the two professors, one dumb and one dumber, that's their traits. Teenage American girl who likes France, that's her trait. Boring, annoying little brother who's annoying everyone, and that is his character trait. Dale, evil villain for evil's sake, that's Jean-Pierre's trait. The idea behind this? I don't know, they wanted to monetize an ob's fame, I guess? But felt the need to include Ghostbusters in some way. I seriously don't know. It's so bland and uninteresting that I would rather watch Anakin and Padme's scenes over and over again, since they got the hang of acting down way better than in this movie. In all honesty, avoid this movie. Even if you like lazy animation and bad CG movies, there is a ton more out there that's more fun to watch while still being bad. Not to mention all the racial insensitive moments, only on par with Family Guy and South Park. Only problem, they were meant to be shocking. This, I highly doubt it.
And that's about all I can say about this movie. I'm the Angrynator, terminating bad movies for your entertainment.
You two want to shut up?